Let's face it, most staking platforms are boring. Lock your tokens, wait, yawn, repeat. No excitement, no action, no connection. But what if staking wasn't just waiting? What if your rewards could pulse with the market's energy? Welcome to Shiro. This isn't your average DeFi gig. It's a next-gen, AI-powered staking revolution where your earnings respond to real-time market sentiment. The hype goes up, so does your yield. The crowd gets bullish, you cash in bigger. No more passive income snooze fests. This is interactive staking for those who want to ride the waves of market emotion and profit from it. Ready to turn staking into a thrill ride? You should be. At its core, Shiro is redefining what it means to stake tokens. It's not simply about locking up funds and walking away with the hope that some months down the road you'll collect a few percentage points in APY. Instead, it fuses artificial intelligence with real-time social sentiment tracking to create an ecosystem where rewards aren't just dynamic, they're deeply connected to the emotional and psychological waves of the crypto market. Imagine a platform that doesn't just look at cold hard numbers, but listens to the heartbeat of its community. The AI built into Shiro actively monitors conversations across platforms like Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and other popular gathering spots for crypto communities. It scours the comments, reads between the lines, analyzes tone, and quantifies excitement, caution, fear, or euphoria. Is the community getting excited? Are influencers hyping up the project? Are users celebrating gains or preparing for another leg up? The AI takes all this sentiment data and runs it through complex algorithms to determine whether the current mood is bullish, neutral, or bearish. And that's where the magic happens. Your staking rewards, the APY, adjust in real time based on this community-driven sentiment. When the crowd is excited and the hype is strong, your staking yield increases. When things cool down and sentiment becomes lukewarm or bearish, the rewards decrease accordingly. The result is a staking model that feels more alive, more responsive, and ultimately more engaging than anything you've seen before. Instead of relying on a fixed interest model or some opaque calculation hidden deep in a smart contract, you're dealing with a system that evolves alongside the community's enthusiasm. Staking with Shiro feels less like setting money aside and more like participating in a living ecosystem. And this isn't just some gimmick or marketing fluff. It's a radical shift in how we think about passive income in crypto. What sets Shiro apart is how it embraces volatility and sentiment rather than resisting it. In most traditional staking setups, you're essentially fighting against time. You deposit your tokens, and then you wait. You earn a stable, often unimpressive yield that doesn't reflect market movements, excitement, or community activity. But Shiro flips that script. It celebrates volatility, thrives on emotional highs, and makes market psychology a central component of its core functionality. If the market suddenly turns bullish, your APY could spike dramatically. If influencers start talking, if social volume explodes, or if there's a massive uptick in positive community discussion, your rewards increase in real time. This feedback loop between community energy and financial reward is powerful, and it introduces a completely new kind of incentive structure, one where being engaged, connected, and aware of sentiment trends directly affects your bottom line. This model also encourages organic growth in a way that's often lacking in other DeFi projects. Instead of relying on artificial farming incentives or endless token emissions that often lead to unsustainable inflation, Shiro rewards genuine participation and enthusiasm. If the community is active, excited, and talking, the APY goes up. That excitement then drives more users to stake, which in turn boosts the social conversation even further. It's a self-reinforcing cycle that feels natural and aligned with how communities actually behave. And because it's powered by AI, the system isn't easily manipulated. It's not just counting hashtags or looking at follower numbers, it's analyzing tone, content, and context to ensure that the sentiment data is both accurate and meaningful. Let's talk numbers for a moment, because the results speak for themselves. Shiro's APY during peak hype cycles has shot past 100%, delivering explosive rewards for early adopters and active stakers. For larger players, those staking higher amounts, there are even tiered rewards and additional incentives that make the returns even more impressive. These spikes in yield aren't random. They're tied to measurable increases in sentiment, which means they're driven by real market behavior, not artificial levers. That said, the team behind Shiro is very clear. This isn't about chasing unsustainable yields forever. Those 100% plus returns are meant to be temporary surges that reflect extraordinary market excitement. They're not the baseline, they're the reward for catching a wave at just the right moment. What's truly fascinating is how this model fundamentally changes your relationship with staking. In traditional DeFi protocols, staking has typically been seen as a background activity, something passive that you set up once and forget about for weeks or months. You lock up your tokens, walk away, and hope that when you return, your stack has grown a bit. But Shiro breaks that mold completely. It transforms staking from a one-time commitment into an ongoing, strategic engagement with the pulse of the community. It's not just about putting your capital to work. It's about actively paying attention to the shifting tides of sentiment, timing your moves, and staying plugged into the broader narrative. Imagine you're following the Shiro community, and you notice that excitement is beginning to build. Maybe a well-known influencer tweets something bullish about the project. Or perhaps a new chapter of Shiro's comic just dropped, and it's generating buzz across Twitter and Telegram. These aren't just moments of hype, they're signals. Signals that the mood is changing, that optimism is growing, and that the staking yield may soon rise as a result. In that moment, you might decide to increase your stake, maximizing your exposure to the upcoming APY surge. It's a reactive, almost game-like mechanic that rewards those who are observant, in tune with the community, and ready to act. On the flip side, you might notice signs of a cooldown. The community feels quieter, the sentiment score dips slightly, or a major event passes with less buzz than expected. In that case, maybe you choose to pull back, hold off on staking more, or even prepare for a rebalance. This kind of dynamic decision-making adds an entirely new layer to the staking experience, one that values emotional intelligence, market awareness, and strategic timing just as much as the size of your bag. It creates a more immersive relationship with the protocol and encourages long-term, thoughtful participation instead of blind capital allocation. To support this level of interaction, Shiro doesn't just use AI in the background, it brings it front and center. The platform's sentiment tracking technology is transparent, accessible, and designed to be useful. Rather than relying on vague impressions or rumors, you get real-time data through a sleek sentiment dashboard that breaks down community mood in an intuitive format. Whether it's an uptick in bullish keywords, a spike in positive Telegram messages, or an overall increase in Twitter activity, the system consolidates it all and displays it clearly. You're not left guessing, you're equipped with real insight, and it doesn't stop at the dashboard. Shiro also provides a Telegram bot that continuously pushes sentiment updates, APY changes, and other key signals directly to the community. It's like getting a daily briefing from the market's collective mind. You can use it to anticipate trends, fine-tune your staking strategy, or just stay in the loop. This level of visibility isn't just a cool extra, it's a serious competitive edge, especially for sentiment-savvy investors and traders who already use emotional trends to guide their decisions. Still, none of this would matter if the foundation wasn't solid. That's where Shiro continues to shine. The protocol is built with security and transparency as top priorities. Every smart contract is rigorously audited by respected third-party firms, and the results are available for anyone to review. When you connect your wallet and begin staking, the process is clear, straightforward, and fully non-custodial. There are no hidden fees, no strange lockups, and no dark patterns trying to trick you into doing something you don't understand. Everything is out in the open, and the team actively encourages users to read, question, and verify. But Shiro doesn't stop at staking and sentiment, it's also building a narrative universe around its token. The team is developing an original comic book series that ties into the lore of the project, with real-world physical and digital distribution. These aren't just throwaway NFTs or vague storytelling attempts. They're well-produced, high-quality comics with meaningful lore that adds depth and identity to the ecosystem. The first episodes are already live on X, formerly Twitter, and they've been met with enthusiasm from fans and crypto users alike. This narrative layer transforms Shiro from a simple protocol into a cultural brand. It creates emotional investment, draws in creatives and fans, and builds a lasting identity that goes beyond charts and contracts. Web3 isn't just about code, it's about culture. And Shiro gets that. Usability is another area where Shiro impresses. The platform is designed to be clean, intuitive, and accessible to both DeFi veterans and complete newcomers. You don't need to be a blockchain expert to stake here. The dashboard is sleek and minimalistic, focusing your attention on key elements like APY, sentiment score, and staking options. Onboarding is as simple as connecting your wallet, choosing your amount, and confirming. There's no confusing jargon, no cluttered screens, and no unnecessary barriers. It's DeFi done right, user-friendly, responsive, and designed with the actual user in mind. Community is the beating heart of any good crypto project, and Shiro has cultivated an active, passionate, and growing base of supporters. The Telegram group is constantly buzzing with activity, from users sharing their sentiment predictions to the team answering questions and dropping updates. It's not an echo chamber, it's a conversation. You can feel the early-stage excitement, the sense that something new is taking shape here. And if you're curious, jumping into the community is probably the best way to get a feel for what Shiro is all about. You don't need to stake right away. Just observe, ask questions, read the comics, and watch the sentiment tools in action. Chances are, you'll be hooked before long. So what's the final verdict on Shiro? It's one of the most compelling and innovative staking platforms to emerge in recent memory. By integrating AI, real-time sentiment analysis, gamified yield mechanics, and a full-blown narrative ecosystem, it breaks the mold of what we've come to expect from DeFi. It's not a perfect system, nothing in crypto ever is, but it's bold, original, and filled with potential. If you're tired of the same old staking routines and looking for something that feels alive, responsive, and genuinely new, Shiro deserves a serious look. This isn't just a financial tool, it's an experience. Whether you're here for the yields, the story, the community, or the innovation, you're stepping into a protocol that's as much about feeling the market as it is about earning from it. No, this isn't financial advice, but it is your wake-up call, a reason to reimagine DeFi, to see staking not as a chore, but as an opportunity. The market's heartbeat is calling. Will you answer? Feel the hype. Claim your stake. Ride the momentum. The revolution isn't coming. It's already here. Its name is Shiro. Click the link in the description to dive into our exclusive comic episodes, join the Telegram for insider updates, and connect with a community that's not just watching the future. We're building it. Don't just stake. Lead the change. Thanks for watching.